Have you ever had a dream come true? It happened to me a number of years ago, and that dream turned out to be just the beginning of a number of really bizarre incidents that not only totally changed my life, but also opened up an amazing world to me, a totally different reality. Hello, I'm Carol Chapman. I'm the author of When We Were Gods. I had that dream when I was a single mom. I had 3 kids, aged 10 to 15. I had a really great job at NASA as a photojournalist, but I was single and I really wanted to marry again. And the dream I had was about this handsome, very sweet man who smiled at me. The next day at work in the NASA cafeteria, I saw the man I dreamt about. I almost fainted. Well, anyway, we've been married now for 22 years. But like I said earlier, that was just the beginning. Because after we got married, I got pregnant, I had a miscarriage, and then I started to gain weight. Now, I've always had a weight problem. However, I was gaining weight at the rate of 1 pound a day. It was really, really scary. And I went to 4 doctors, and they couldn't help me. I was starting to get stuck in theater seats. It was really, really scary. So the reason I'm telling you all this is because I am not the type that goes to a hypnotherapist. But a friend of mine said, why don't you go to a hypnotherapist? Because maybe they need to tell your body you're not pregnant or something. So I did. And that is the only reason I went to a hypnotherapist, because I was desperate. I didn't go there to find my past lives or anything. I would have never gone, except that I was gaining 1 pound a day. Well, not only did I connect with past lives that would lead to being overweight in this life, like for example being really skinny in a past life and actually wanting to be fat, but horror of horrors, I connected with a first lifetime on Earth. I wasn't even human. I had come to Earth from another star system. I was a light being. I was an alien. And of course I had to be a light being, because how else could I get through the Stargate? My God, I was just like, I can't stand this. This is so weird. But I kept going back to the hypnotherapist, because after that session about the light being, which is supposedly when I was in Atlantis, I stopped gaining weight. Now I wasn't losing weight, but I was no longer gaining it. And then I had a vision, and in that vision I saw young people all over the world, very bewildered, wondering how could we be in such a mess. And I called them the golden ones, and I said that they had decided in Atlantis to reincarnate now when we are on the brink of self-annihilation again, to help us and also to bring in a new world. And it was my purpose to awaken the golden ones. I didn't want to do anything like this. I mean, I was a NASA photojournalist. I am married now to a NASA scientist. This is crazy. But the guide said to me, unless you tell people about this, you're not going to lose weight. So I decided to write a book. And more bizarre things happened while I was writing the book. I had a nighttime visitor who turned out to be Pan, Lord of the Wilderness. He wanted to be included in the book. He had a message for mankind. He wanted man to be grateful for the wonderful agreement nature had made with our souls, the light beings, to create humanity, to help us to go back to being who we really are, which is these light beings. And my garden was phenomenal that year. I had sunflowers. I'd never seen them so high. I had peppers that were the size of squashes. And I realized Pan was showing me that these are just a little bit of what the nature kingdom can do for us when we are cooperating with it. At the end of all of this, at some point, I was sure that I was crazy. I went to doctors again. They assured me I was not. And in my hypnosis sessions, I had seen how we in Atlantis had been building the Great Pyramid, and we had been disintegrating stone and reintegrating it so that it made those stones that the Great Pyramid is made of. And these are multi-ton boulders that are fitted together so closely that you can't even get a knife in between the different stones. I mean, we can't do that today. So here I'm now totally obsessed with pyramids, and my husband won't go to Egypt, but he took me to Yucatan, where there are pyramids as well. And the amazing thing in Yucatan was that I'd had a scariest memory in Atlantis, and that had to do with falling into a serpent's mouth. And then after that, I was flying through space. And sure enough, we went from ruin to ruin, and finally in Uxmal, we found this image of a man in a feathered serpent's mouth, and behind him were stylized images of stars. And that's when I realized there's a chance that what I'm remembering is not crazy after all. The next thing that happened, me and the publisher of my first book, we went to Egypt together. And in the Pharaoh's tombs in the Valley of the Kings, we found paintings there that were images of my experiences in Atlantis. So I got to revise my opinion of myself, which was that maybe I'm not crazy, and maybe there really are golden ones here who are waiting to be awakened. And so that is what I'm doing. And you know, if any of this resonates with you and you'd like to know more about this, please just remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks so much. It's Carol Chapman. Nice talking with you.